Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. It is your boy Shad, and today we are here to talk about some KCP defense. The man has been going absolutely crazy this season, and there's a lot of film on him this season to study and look at and to really pinpoint what's been going right for him thus far, and I think to a larger extent what's been going right for the Nuggets defense as a whole, but this video will primarily be about KCP. Before we get started with the analysis, it's going to be a pretty short intro, but I really just want to thank everybody for the last video's performance. 14,000 views is the longest or the most amount of views I've had in a long time, and I truly do appreciate it. We got over 4,000 subs, so everybody who's new here, welcome aboard the train. You're all drop steppers now, so get used to it. I really do appreciate all of it. You guys are making a dream come true, and next up is 5K. We're going to get to it. But today, we're going to talk about KCP's defense. To establish a baseline for the film that we're going to be looking at today, I do want to talk about some of his season stats as a whole. On the offensive side, he's averaging 10 points on 43% from the three-point land and 100% from the free throw line, so pretty standard KCP stuff on that end. And mind you, these stats are before the Rockets game on November 12th. But I'm recording this at 10 a.m. the day of the game, and it's going to be out after the game or right after the game, so just keep that in mind when listening to the stats. On the defensive side of the ball, he's averaging 2 steals, which is a career high. He's averaging 2.6 deflections per game. He had 8 steals through the first 2 games of the season. He's had 4 games of 2 or more steals. He's had 4 games with a steal and a block. And he has an individual defensive rating of 104.9, which obviously is a pretty skewed stat when you boil it down to just one player. But I think this number matched with the eye test is actually a pretty accurate description of what KCP's been doing defensively. For those that don't know, KCP's better qualities on defense include screen navigation, reading passing lanes and getting interceptions, and play recognition. Jumping a play, getting out there before the play gets developed, or stopping something from happening, that sort of stuff. Now, I want to go over to the film room because there are some things, like I said, that have been really good and really encouraging for this defense and his defense as an individual. And I just want to see what he's doing right. And I want to kind of parlay that into a conversation about why I think he should be making all defensive first team this season. Some of his notable defensive stats so far versus different offensive weapons versus Steph. And in that time, Steph went 3 of 8. He had a turnover and he was held scoreless in the first quarter. Against Brandon Ingram, 3 of 8 from the field, 4 turnovers. Clarkson went 1 of 7 and 1 turnover when guarded by KCP. You're looking at the numbers now. You see the numbers on the screen right now. We're looking at SGA 1 of 4. Like, KCP has taken assignments night in and night out, and he has taken it with a smile. He's taken it with pride, and he is producing on that end in great numbers. He's been very active, he's been very quick, he's been very intuitive, and I think that's one of the other strengths that KCP has, kind of to the extent of play recognition and lane presence. The man just knows where to be on the defensive side of the ball, and it's really uncanny when you focus your eyes on him for an entire defensive possession. You'll see how active he is, how much he's running around the court, how much he's squeezing through screens, and how much he is moving his hands. He really does just know, and he's not afraid to act on that instinct, which I think really boosts him up in comparison to other perimeter defenders, because it's really easy to be like, listen to the coach, don't take too many risks, yada yada. KCP, when he takes risks, it's a lot more fruitful than another perimeter defender doing it. And he's recognized that, and I think this season more than ever is fully exploring his defensive instinct and his defensive predictions. On this play here, he's going to pick up the Tillman drive, and then as the pass gets out, he's going to hover, read Zaire Williams' fake drive, and then leap the pass to the corner. He's fully aware of Bane's position, even though his head is turned. He realizes that there is no play to make at the rim, and then he baits that corner pocket pass for an easy steal. This next play here is more of KCP doing that daring lane jumping that I talked about, just using incredible leaping ability, incredible athleticism, and fully extending himself to make a play on that ball. I want to talk about a little bit of his screen navigation. He's going to fight around this Tillman screen once again. He's going to stay attached to Bane, and then he's going to cause Bane to lose the ball as he tries to turn the corner. Again, event creation is the name of the game for KCP. On this play here, he's going to have his face fully on Desmond Bane, back to the action, watching for the screens, recognizes that Bane's about to cut, and gets the steal. I want to take this section to talk about his defense versus Steph Curry, which has been the most notable defensive performance this season, I think, just in terms of how many eyes were actually on it and seeing what he was doing against Steph. Some of the biggest things, as we all know when guarding Steph Curry, are how well are you going to be able to get around screens on and off ball? How well are you going to be able to keep up with Steph's motor, because we know he's probably the best conditioned athlete in the NBA? Are you going to be able to defend around screens and on his jumpers without fouling? And are you able to disrupt his normal PNR flow, whether it be making plays at the ball as he gets to the screen, or trying to disrupt the DHO with Draymond or Kevon Looney and stuff like that? Those are really big keys when guarding Steph Curry. And KCP, I think, did every single one of these things and more in their matchup. On this play, KCP is going to be stuck to Steph in the right corner. They're going to be trying to run a double pin down screen for Steph to come up onto the left wing. Instead, KCP is going to cut off the passing angle and make Kevon Looney have to make a play, which, even though this ends in a bucket, you're more willing to take a Looney drive to the paint than a Steph Curry catch and shoot on the left wing. And this time, again, more screening action. KCP has his left hand attached to Steph Curry the whole time. Gets around the screen here and finally gets the steal off of this action. Again, dealing with the same type of play, left side screen. Steph gets the catch cleanly. Instead, this time, KCP is going to show off that he can play straight up defense, force a bad Steph fade while trying to make a play on the ball as he reaches down when Steph goes up for the jumper, and it's a bad miss. What he did versus Steph Curry and other stars so far this season is not going to go unnoticed if I have anything to do about it. It changes the game for the Nuggets, like point blank period. We saw it last season already. It resulted in a championship. Not only does KCP's defense help stop the stars, which has been a pretty common theme, honestly, for the Nuggets this season, and the star under on points against the Nuggets has been pretty damn good. Desmond Bane, SGA, Zach LaVine, like they've been holding them down. I'm gonna just say that. And I think because of the improvements that the rest of the Nuggets have made in terms of their rotations and communication and overall defensive talent, I think it's enabled KCP to be even more daring and even more risky when it comes to these lane steals and making a play on the ball with his swipe downs and stuff like that. He gets to the play, he's in the play, he's relentless, and I love it. I really, really do. There are some games where his shooting has taken a bit of a hit because I would guess rather, because he's been really tired and running around Steph, and, not making a three in his last game was pretty telling. It was because of the workload he has on the court and the fact that the Nuggets schedule has been jam-packed to start the season, which is crazy, but they're coming off 3 days rest now, so they should be good. He's still taking those assignments though. Tired, not tired, like, he doesn't care. He's taking on the best perimeter player who's a guard for the other team. He gives Jokic the best PNR defense partner that he's ever had in his entire life, and he really does enable Jokic to play a lot more effectively in the drop, a lot more effectively hard hedging, because he knows KCP is gonna A, get around the screen, and B, tag back to the guard or the ball handler quick enough so that Jokic can still make a play, or stop the play rather, on the roller. KCP unlocks a lot of things for this defense. And I think, like I said, his event creation, getting out in transition, getting guys like AG and Jamal and Jokic running, getting them advantages, 2-on-1s, 3-on-2s. It's all been really crucial so far for the Nuggets this season. And KCP has bbeen playing like not only just an all defensive team member, but a defensive player of the year caliber player. I'm not saying that does not mean that KCP is going to win it. Still a lot of season left to play. But an all defensive team, if this pace keeps up for him, should be a lock. Let me know what you think about KCP so far. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace out.